Hello friends, this is Cara-Renee with B.Reborn Art and Healing, coming to you with another episode in our Page Ideas series. I believe this is number 5, but you'll see that in the description, in the title. So the inspiration for this particular project comes from DJ over at Hither and Yon Studios. I believe is her channel name. I will link her video below so you can check her out. She did a whole series on Page Ideas and it's just phenomenal. Now, I did follow her project pretty much to the T for this particular one, just because I really liked it. And so I did vary a couple of little things, but just tiny little elements. So I've got all of my supplies in front of me. I've got my eyelet setter in case I want that, my ink, circle punch, my eyelets, white Barely Arts glue. You will not need any Fabri-Tac in this video. And this is a new punch that I got. It's already got paint on it, but it's a kind of an embossed punch of a rose, and I thought that would be really pretty to try today in our video. So I have not used it yet, but I thought I would try that. And I also got the butterfly one, so we might use the butterfly too, one or the other, or both. My rules. My corner rounder, and then these are the prototypes. So this is the Boho one that I made, and it basically goes like this. Now mine, I have, excuse me, on my printer I always have to cut off the white border, so I never get an 8.5 by 11 inch image. So what I did is I took my total width, which I believe for my prints are, let me just grab my ruler and show you the total width here. So 10 and 11/16, or yeah, something like that. So basically what I did is I scored at 3.5, 3.5, and then the excess is going to be the part that's going to go behind, and it's going to go on a page. And that's going to make more sense to you, for you in a second when when we start doing the tutorial. So these are the images I put in. I bought some digitals with some coloring pages, and I didn't want them to be stark white for the boho journal, so I did print them on a coffee dyed paper. So we'll see if the receiver is going to like those or not. I did have to finagle them and get them down to a size that I wanted, but there's one of each of those in the pockets. And so that is number 1. And then our second one is for the Paris Romance, or Romance in Paris journal. And this one I did follow like she did. Oh, I meant to show you this. So on the back, you get these 3 sides on the back. Let me show you how it works. So it's going to go like that. And so when you open it up this way, you've got your pockets, but when you flip it over, I put a little piece of coffee dyed paper on those 2 panels for some writing space, since my paper is so wild and crazy. This one you could write on some of these panels because they're not very dark. But I followed DJ's sample one that she did, and I went ahead and cut a circle in this front page, or this is a pocket that's going to wrap around the other side of the journal page. Again, you'll see that in a moment. And then it's going to open like this. We've got 2 pockets with some really cute ephemera, and then flip it over and we've just got a decorative bit there. And they could have some writing space on this panel. So that's what we did, what I did off camera to prep for the video. And this is going to be in for my reference journal. I will decorate it. This was my actual first prototype. I did not care for the fact that I put a divot there because it looks weird here, but it's never going to be seen together because, again, it's going to wrap around a page. So we will talk about that more when we get there. So I told you in the last video that I was going to try to do a template. I had some feedback that people really liked that idea because it helps them to follow along a little bit easier. So I did the same here. So again, I did my prototype, my template on a regular 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, because obviously I'm not printing on that. So I could fully utilize all of it, but I also kept in the back of my mind that when I print a digital, I can't count on an 11-inch wide page. So that's how I came up with the idea, and I just glued this on this white paper just so you could see what it looks like in a journal. So this is our journal page, okay? forgive, that's an ink blotch, blop. It glues on here as a pocket. So this, in our example, this is our wider piece. So this measures 4 inches, and each of our other panels measure 2.5 by 3.5. Well, this is 2.5 by 3.5. This is 6 by 3.5, 6 by 3.5. And so that's basically what happens. So this wraps around. This is a pocket on one side, but on the inside, it's like this, okay? And it can be folded out. And you could put the pockets on this side, or you could put them on this side. But I thought it would be fun to reserve that back space for writing space. And what I love about this is this does not affect this page. So, so I think it's a really great idea. I'm sure it's not even original to DJ. There's tons and tons of ideas, but I really appreciate her approach to sharing knowledge, and I've really enjoyed her videos lately. So, if I decide to do a circle hole, my machine is over there, so I'll have to bring it over and do that with you guys. So these are the 2 that we're going to make. We're going to make one for the Boho journal, and we're going to make one for the Paris romance, or the Romance in Paris journal. So let's go ahead and start with, I need to find a place for this. Start with the Boho journal. This is just the ephemera bits that I picked out, some digitals, and some more coloring cards. Just set that over there, and let's get going. Looks like I got a little bit of white up there showing. I'm going to trim that off really quick. I'm loving this cutter. As I mentioned, you guys, it's so great to be able to bring it on camera. I can't do that with my precision trimmer, so cut that a little bit much, but that's okay. So we actually need this in view. Sorry for the shuffling around. And so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to score the bottom of this. Well, and you can decide what is the bottom. Let's see what we've got here. So we've got that. If we flip it this way, we've got that. But if we turn it around and we flip it this way, we've got, oh, I like that. I think I'm going to go that way. So that means I'm going to put this in my score tool. And we're going to score this at 2.5 inches. And I will put a picture. Actually, let me hold this up for you. I realize I did not really hold it still. I'm so sorry. So this piece measures 4 by 6. The pocket is 4 by 3.5. And then this one is 2.5 by 3.5, which I did mention. Total height is 6 inches and 3.5 inches wide on either of those pieces. So if you guys want to take a screenshot of that, you can grab that. And then I'll flip it to the front as well, so you can see that, okay? Sorry about that. I'm a little buzzed this morning. I've got 5 days away from work, so very, very excited. So we're going to score this at 2.5 inches because that's what I just showed you on the template. So I'm going to go ahead and use my score tool. Thank you for the suggestion. I can't remember who said it. She said you can switch the cutter from the scoring tool, but I found when I put the score tool up there, I was more inclined to try to cut with it then. So I'm thinking that going up is going to work for me. So I'm going to go up and down. I'm going to open this up because you're going to score. We're going to turn it. Okay. And you do want to think about which side of the page you want this to your side that is going to become a pocket on the other page. You want to decide which way on the journal page you want it to go. So I'm going to turn this upside down, and I'm going to score this at, no, wrong way. Yeah, I'm just going to score this at 3.5 inches. And you might have to play around with this to figure out what you want. That's 3.5. Actually, I'm going to switch it again. I'm so sorry. 3.5. Once you do a couple, it'll all make a lot of sense. So we're going to score that. Okay, and then we're going to go out 7 inches because that's another 3.5. We're going to put that out there. And there's nothing that has to be too precise about this other than your lines, okay? And then you should have a remainder of 4 inches on the other end. So I will show you that as we fold, just so that you can know that you can trust me. You can trust me, I promise. So that is, oh, that's 3 3/4. What happened? That is strange. What did I do? That's almost, look at that. Oh no, it's not. So let me see. So let's measure this from here to here. It's not quite 4 inches. I wonder if I cut extra off of that. It does not matter, I guess is what I'm saying. So if these are all equal thirds, you'd be fine too. You can see that mine is a little bit taller than, or a little bit wider than 3.5. It does not matter. Okay, so that's our sides. So let me go ahead and bone fold those, give them a good crease. I have been in the studio. It's Halloween day. Don't do Halloween, so I am not going out of the house. And I have been in the studio all morning playing around and really liking having that time. So those are our folds for this way. And then we're going to go ahead and turn this, and we're going to score on our pocket fold, which that's the wrong way, but we'll turn it here in a second. I do not like that being the outside. So as you can see, I wanted a really, really popping kind of image on both the front and the back, so that it didn't look, so that when you flip up the pocket, it's going to look interesting. But I do want to turn this like that, okay? So let's crease that again since I changed my mind. Okay. I didn't change my original mind, I just changed my other mind. I'm going to reach for my ink really quick. I'm going to use that, Mariner's Blue, or what was it? What was it? It's right here. Let me show you. Pulled out a bunch of my mini ink pads. These are archival ink. So I think we'll use this Mermaid Lagoon. I really like that color. So we'll just get that ready. So the next step is, and now that we are going this way, I'm going to also kind of press that the other direction here. Not that it really matters. Everything will be fine. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to cut these pockets into pieces. So I'm debating, so this is at the point where you would want to decide if you want to put a window on that wider spot, or if you want to have it be a pocket. Now, I think I'm going to use the pocket on this one because my other one I did not, no, I'm going to put the die cut. Goodness, I'm so sorry, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this up right here so that I can see the line, so that I can show you guys where I'm going to be cutting. And you guys have probably seen this 100 times. But we want to cut a little bit of that innards off so that we don't have any binding there when we begin working with the pockets. So I'm just going to do that. And then what I did, I need to ink the other side too, since I'm going to be coming at it from this edge. And I'm going to be cutting, one off, sorry, because I am going to do the window on this one. So again, sorry for the flipping and flopping. So I'm going to cut this pocket off. So let me just put, just for your benefit, where's my pencil? We're going to just cut that off. So I'm going to go ahead and ink this inside edge so that or this outside edge rather, so that I can cut that piece off, because I don't want that pocket on this one. I will have to turn to bring my die cut machine over to use it. I don't have any place to set it to use it off camera, so I have to bring it over here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that pocket off. Okay. And there's so much versatility to this project, because one could actually not even have pockets. You could have it all have little windows on them, or whatever you want. There's a lot of options. Do not feel that was very straight, but it is what it is. Okay. In fact, I am still in my pajamas. That's what kind of day I'm having. Oh yes, I like that. I like that a lot. That's beautiful. I don't know that I got a journal card prepared for a window, but we'll deal with that when we get there. So now we just need to cut this one so that we break the pocket up, but also we make it narrower so that it can actually behave with the other side without binding. So I'm just cutting off a sliver of that. Okay, that was the sliver. Okay. And then we're going to go ahead and fold those back up. Oops, wrong way. Wrong way for me. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead and do some thumb notches. You do kind of have to I Spy this because you don't have the benefit of putting them, you know, back to back or anything, but it's not a big deal. In my book, just kind of trying to get it in the center. Okay. So I am going to take a moment to do a couple things. So I'm going to ink everything up, and then we'll come back and we'll glue these and we'll continue. But I am going to, while I'm off camera, I'm going to go ahead and do my circle here because, again, I can't really do that on camera for you, but I will be back in a moment. Okay, I'm hoping that I didn't miss a bunch of stuff in that last clip. I went to start to ink all this, and all of a sudden I got a message saying that I didn't have any disk space, which is not really true because I have tons of memory on my computer. So I'm hoping that everything that I need is there. But I did finish inking. I was going to show you like the last little bits, but basically you only need to ink where you're obviously going to be seeing the seams and such. So I am going to do this little back bit here. I do need to keep an eye on the camera though and I need to figure out what's going on. What is going on with my computer? I must have a lot of temporary files. It's a Mac, so it usually behaves pretty well. But I did go ahead and cut my circle. So those pockets are going to glue upwards. So let's go ahead and do that first. I do have this funny edge here. It's just the part of the pattern of the paper where I ended up cutting it, but I think I'm going to leave it just because I don't want to shorten that. So I'm going to use my white glue, and I'm just going to put a bead of glue here and over here. I need to turn it so I don't put my hand in that glue. And here we're just gluing those pockets shut. Okay. Just give those a press. Lovely. Very, very pretty. So the only problem that I have is I don't think I have a piece that can go in that window. So let's see. Because these girls are way too big for that window, I think. Oh, no, she's too big. So I'll have to dig into my ephemera thing here. Let me grab it and see if I can find something that will work. I don't need the whole basket. Let's see what we've got in here, because you need it to have, you know, something nice to go in that space. So let me fish around here. I think this one would be good. Let's do that one. Easy peasy, not too much complication. And it doesn't probably even need to be cut down. So that's kind of sweet. So do we want to round the corners? That is also something you could decide. One could decide to round all of the corners. DJ did that on hers and it looked really nice. I think I did it on my original template, or my prototype. I don't think I'm going to do that. I think I'm just going to round them, round the cards. Let's do a wide rounding, a 10 millimeter. And we're going to continue with that Blue Lagoon, I believe it's called. Is it called Blue? I never can remember. Mermaid Lagoon. Mermaid Lagoon. I love this color for this journal. And I like how it looks on the... Oh man, I have another one of those. I had one of these earlier on one of the other pieces and it looks like I didn't get that covered. So I'm going to just deal with it. It's okay. It's just a journal. Okay, so then when that goes in the pocket, it's going to show. So basically the way that I ended up outlining this is going to go back here. So it's going to wrap around the inside of the page, and this will go in here, and I'll put a whale tail punch on that so that it can be grabbed from the other side. So that is our little journal card in there. We will put a whale. Oh, maybe we'll just use this circle that I cut out of the middle. That would work. Let's do that. I think I want the bright orange one. Easy peasy. Why don't we use what we have? Okay, so we're just going to use this. Actually, I think I'll cut it in half, and then I can put a half on each side so that it's going the right direction on my tab. So that means I'll just make sure that inking is nice and beautiful. And we will glue that on. I think I want this one on the front. So basically that's what I'm looking for. I want the circle part on the outside. So I'm going to just put some glue here. I think I need more coffee. Synapses are not firing very well. Okay, so there. And then you just glue the other one on top, but I'm going to use my Fabri-Tac for that in case I need to move it significantly to get it lined up. So you put glue on the whole back of that one, turn it over. I don't like that edge though. I'm going to have to deal with that somehow. I will take care of that off camera. Beautiful. Okay, when that's dry, we'll add a whale tail punch on, an eyelet to it. But that's going to be in there with that pretty tab sticking out. So beautiful. I'm not liking this edge because that must have been a little bit of white. So I'm going to go ahead and snip that off and re-ink it. I'm not liking that. Feels like it's really standing out. I keep seeing it. Just re-ink that. I need to figure out what's going on with my computer. I had to restart it. Had a video uploading, and I had to restart my computer because it wouldn't even let me download a file, move any files. It was like crazy. And I restarted it, and I thought that solved all my problems, but apparently not. Okay, and so then these are going to go in these pockets. So I think they're a little bit, are they a little bit wide? A little bit wide. So let me trim this up. I want to leave some of that beautiful color on the edge there if I can. Just want to take it down just to the, oh, and I just opened that. Why are we too wide? It should not be too wide. My gluing must have went awry in there. So I'm just going to grab my little ruler here, my metal ruler, and just kind of poke around a little bit. And poke around over here and see if we can gain some landscape back. I'll have to put a little bit of glue there in a bit. Still not going to fit. Okay, so let's cut a little bit off of this side. Okay, so I think we're good now. I'm going to go ahead and ink this up. It's already got that beautiful kind of it's a little bit of a deeper green, like a deep jade green that's a part of the digital file. This is one that I don't know if I've done any ephemera with it. So I will try to remember to link this kit because I don't think I've linked it before. It didn't have a lot of images that I loved. It was kind of different, but I loved the watercolor look of these pieces. So, oh, that's really pretty. Okay, so are we good here now? Or do we need to cut? We need to cut a little bit more off. So anyway, there were not very many that I liked, but that's okay. The kits are not expensive, and you know, I don't mind supporting the creators. I love small businesses, so I don't mind supporting them. Although my computer's probably screaming because I have so many digital files. But they're not on my computer. They're automatically saved to an external drive. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on with my computer. But okay, let's get you in there. A little tight. Little tight. Okay. We might put some whale tail tabs on there. We'll see. So that's that. So I have an extra. Maybe we'll just slide this extra card in the pocket with our pretty lady. So let me ink this one up as well. Not that it's going to really show. It's a very dark edge. And then we'll go ahead and do the Romance in Paris one. You can stick around if you'd like. If you've already seen enough, that's fine. I would love it if you would leave a comment, like and subscribe if you like the content. I try not to push that because I find it very annoying, but I do mention it from time to time. So I'm not going to ink around these pieces because I don't think it's needed, but they are a little bit wide. They're a little bit wide, and one's a little bit long. Let's just trim that off. So I do lose some of the design because I could not, these were a 12 by 12 digital file, and I could not, if you make them smaller by sideways, then you distort the image. So we'll just stick these in here. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Okay. Looks like that's too tall too. Oh my goodness gracious. Maybe, a little bit too tall. Let's just knock a bit of that off. It's just for kicks, it's just for fun. Okay. I could ink around them, but I don't want to. I feel like these need to be shorter, so I might do that. I'll probably do some finessing off camera. You guys don't need to see all of that. And then we are going to, I'll also put the whale tail or the eyelet on this off camera. So I'll just stick this one in here. Actually, I don't think that would look good in the window. Sorry for the, oh my goodness, the flipping and the flopping. I don't think that would look, oh, that's actually kind of cool too, isn't it? Interesting. But I do like our girl. So these will go behind, and I'll put this, throw that one in for extra measure. So that's like that, and those will have to be cut down, but that is our first, and I will decorate these off camera. I'm not going to do that on camera. It takes me too long in the video. So let's move on to the second one. Don't throw away your pin for the glue here, Renee. I'm going to grab the other one here. Excited about this one. We don't need this ink anymore. And we might decorate this one up. We'll see how it's going. I don't want the video to be too long. Okay, so if you missed or want to see it again, I'm going to show you the dimensions and the scoring one more time. So we're bringing the scoreboard in, and you want to determine again which side you want to be your outside and which one you want to be your pocket. Now I realize this is now the script is upside down, but there's really not a lot I can do about that when I print it on the other side. So I'm just gonna be happy with it. It's okay. So again, we're going to go in 2.5 inches. You could adjust your measurements to anything you want them to be. You could make your pockets taller, or you could make them shorter. But I'm going to do the same 2.5. Okay. And then we're going to go, I'm going to turn it this way because I do want that bigger one on the other end this time, and I'll show you what I mean in a sec. So this is going to be the 3.5. And then go on to 7-ish. Okay, let's set that aside. Let's go ahead and turn this and fold this up. Give that a good crease. This is that other paper that I purchased that I wasn't feeling super excited about it, but it's growing on me. So the tones are a little bit of a different blue than I'm using in the kit overall, but not to be concerned. So I'll show you this bigger flip here in a second. It's just slightly bigger. This one still does not appear to be 4 inches like one of my prototypes. It's not. Look at that. 3 3/4. Interesting. Again, it does not matter. Okay, so this is going to be our main part that's going to show. Our pockets are going to come up like this. This one, we are going to keep all the pockets. And so we're going to want to slit all 3 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and ink that. Let's just ink this whole edge here. We won't have to ink it later. And then we'll ink the other one so that we know where our fold is when we try to do that narrow little cut. By the time you see this video, you will have seen episode 1 of a new series as well called How to Mix Mediatize Your Journal Pages. I'm super excited about it. It's a way for me to share mixed media techniques without kind of going like over the top. Like I can simplify for everyone. So we're just going to cut these. So the first one was very fun and I'm really looking forward to it, to continuing that process. So, oh, I went too far up on that one. That's okay. It's not going to show. It's not going to show, Cara-Renee. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we're here again. So, oh, that was wild and crazy. Not a problem. Not a problem. So let me take, let's ink, well, we're going to cut our thumb notches, and I'm going to ink this up, and I'll be right back. You'll want to do your inking before you start gluing your pockets, so just making sure that I've got everything inked that I want. This is a beautiful paper. All of these can be written on. That's awesome. Well, only 2 are available because one will be the pocket that goes around the side of the other page. So let's go ahead and glue these shut. I'm going to turn it this way just so that I can get to it. Sorry for the shaking. I'm really moving my table. It doesn't have the structure over there to keep it from shifting. So something that I deeply regret. I wish that I hadn't have made that change. What I'd love to do is have my husband be able to design me a tabletop that my calyx units could sit on top of. There right now my desk is too short. So it's problematic. I will stop complaining about that. Okay, so this is our wider piece. I can tell by just visually looking at it. It is 3 3/4. So again, I'm not sure why that one was 4 inches. Oh, I know why, you guys. The reason why this is 4 inches is because this page was truly 8.5 by 11. So make a mental note of that, guys. I'm racking my brain trying to figure out why these all that we've been doing are not matching this. And that's because my white piece of paper is truly 11 inches wide. So that's why that was 4. So it all makes sense now. It all makes sense now. So let's get some stuff over here. So this is going to be the piece that's going to wrap around. Again, it's going to get glued here and here. So it's going to be on a pocket. It's going to be on the other side of the journal page. So let's go ahead and stick some things in here. I've got these ones, which I don't like it when designers do that because they're very hard to fussy cut. So I might avoid using them. We'll see today because I didn't prep them. So let's go ahead and round the edges of these with our 10 millimeter. I think I've got plenty to work with. I don't think I'll need to use those, but I did print an extra copy because I've used so much of the kit so far, the kits as far as ephemera. Okay. So we will stick these in these pockets. Oh, they're too tall. They're too tall. That's okay. How short do they need to be? We need to take off just a little bit. So I'm just going to guesstimate here. Just bring this trimmer over. I'm hoping that it'll go through all 3 thicknesses without a problem. It should. Yeah, easy peasy. Almost. Almost. Let's try that one. Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. There we go. Everything is solvable. Okay, so I'll ink these again later, but I think I want this one to be on the other side. This is going to be the pocket that flips, and that's still too tall. How can that be? How can it be? Unless I didn't take enough off of any of them, which I didn't. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's do that again. I'm going to take about 1/8 of an inch off. I will put some whale tail tabs on the top of this. We should be able to do that together. We're doing okay, I think, on time, I'm hoping. I can't see the other file, so I don't know how big it ended up being. Okay, just about done. I'm not a huge fan of tags that are shaped like this either, but they are different, and sometimes it's good to be different. So let me see. I need a piece of paper to create some whale tail punches. Just a second. What did I do with that stack of papers? I had all these scraps from working on the other prototypes. So let me see if I've got a piece in here. This will work. This will work. I'm going to go ahead and punch 3 whale tail punches out of this. Go ahead and ink these up. We'll fuss with some of the extra cards before we start punching any holes in these for the eyelets. I hope you guys are doing well. I'd ask you what you do for Halloween, but I don't want to know. I do not like it. I do not like it. I have no problem with people that do, but it's not for me. There's a lot of history attached to it. So I hope that you stay safe, though. I mean, by the time you see this video, it will already be past, but I'm thinking about everybody who will be out on the streets, you know, with cars going here and there and children and all of that stuff. So we'll be praying that everybody stays safe. Whoops. Let's put this one on top of here. Oh, this is pretty. This is kind of an interesting tag shape when you put in a whale tail tab on the punch. Look at on the top. That's kind of cool. I like that. Let me continue on. I'll get these other 2, and then we'll look at the other cards that we have for a second addition to each of the pockets. When I worked in corporate America, I always took Halloween off because the place that I worked they decorated the entire building with Halloween, and there was like contests and stuff, and I just could not cope with it. I did not like it at all. But our school, when they build their schedule, they build it so that the kids don't come to school after Halloween, the following day. So, and they just make those in-service work days for the teachers, so the certificated staff. So I'm going to go ahead and round these just with a 7mm. I like to have a couple things in each pocket of any ephemera I make, because when I construct my journals and I do my signatures and I do my spine, I account for the bulk that I add by the style that I create my journals in, and it always works out good. They don't end up being gator mouths, and they're They're really, really quite pretty and full of a lot of removable ephemera that can be written on, which is what I love the most. So what do you guys do with your journals? I know a lot of you make journals. Do you sell them, or do you gift them? I mostly gift them. I do sell from time to time, but I don't have a selling site. I don't push it. I don't promote it. So because I don't want this to become, I don't want it to become a job in, you know, in that sense. So let's go ahead and do our eyelets here. Eyelet setter. Let's see if we can go through all three of these and get them in the same spot. That would be cool. Should be able to. So I'm just going to punch my holes first. I always use the small one, as I mentioned, all the time. I don't like to switch the settings, so I just stick with that. Now let's go ahead and set these, and we'll put some seam binding. I've just got some of that cream. I don't really have a color that I love for this journal, so I'm using kind of a dusty blue, but it's not really the same tones as what I see in the digitals, but that's okay. I use it too, but not today. Not today. I think I'm going to go have a cup of tea when I'm done here and sit and watch a movie. I never watch a movie because my husband, when he's home, he owns the TV, because that's how he decompresses, is he watches TV and he sleeps in the evening, which is fine, but I don't like to spend my time watching TV. I watch YouTube videos because I like to support my fellow crafters, but I tend to binge watch them. So I watch them and then I go back and comment on them. So I hope to do that with this time off, because I am behind in my watching. So, but might be a good day. It's a cool, cold day out there and I'm not going out. So yeah. So we're just gonna get these all beautified here. I will tell you, some of you would see it on social media, but I did work yesterday and it was dress up day at school, so our team they all dressed up like the Cruella de Vil and the Dalmatians, and so they found a t-shirt design and they thought of me, and I thought that was really cool because they know I don't celebrate and I don't dress up. But it said, pretend I'm a Dalmatian, woof woof. And so couldn't get the t-shirt on Amazon in time. So my daughter, Tina, did make me one with that saying, and that was fun. It was a way for me to reframe it in a way that felt really, really good and safe. And I didn't feel, imposed upon. I didn't feel like I was being, kind of pressured to do it. They just thought of me, and I thought it was really thoughtful that they don't harass me about it, but they wanted to include me. So that was really cool. That was kind of iconic in a way, because I normally always say no. I say no, thank you. They invited me and I said, I'd prefer not to, when they were sharing the original costume idea, but I was glad that I did that. So, and it's fun to be a part of something, So there we go. There are our beautiful tags with our little eyelets and beautiful bits on the top. So let's just get all this stuff in the pockets, and then our smaller cards are going to kind of go over these, so they're not going to necessarily be seen, but I think we can kind of have them stick out a little bit like that. And do that one there. That kind of looks weird. I don't think I want, I don't know. What do we want to do? Those look really strange because that's got nothing to see on the top. So this one's better because at least there's like an image there. So let's see if we got one that I like better. Not really. We got this girl. Let's go ahead and use her. I can't remember what size I used. I think it was the 7-inch. 7 millimeter, not 7-inch. Goodness gracious. And then we will be done. I will probably put a little bit of other embellishments, a word or something on these. I am not going to do that on camera, but you can see them always in the photos at the end. I always take a lot of pictures, and yeah, that's much better. I like that. I like that a lot. Something that's got a little bit of substance. So there we go. So I will probably put something here on these pockets. And so again, this wraps around this side. So then when it's on the page, let me get something so I can show you. Let me grab a page here. We're going to be, we have the edging on it, or the white on it still, but I will show you anyway. So this would be our journal page. And because this is the flap here, it's going to go on the outside. So it's going to go like that, okay? And then it will be glued here and here, so it'll create a pocket. And then this goes like that. Really, really cool. I might actually prep one of these so that when I take the photos, both these projects, the boho one and this one, will actually be on a page for the photos, because I want it to be clear what they are. But what I love about this one in particular is that when you flip this, you've got writing space on both of these panels. So that's really, really versatile and cool. So I will see you in the next video, my friends. Take care. Bye-bye.